Hey Amandalandians, it's me, the baddest hairstylist, Amanda K. And I'm back today with a relaxer retouch tutorial. I thought about you all when my customer came in and asked for a relaxer retouch. The first video that you all saw was of me performing a virgin relaxer on matted hair, and I realized that although I believed I was being thorough, I missed some key points, and I want to go over what a relaxer retouch looks like and how to apply. If this is your first time to my channel, my name is Amanda, and this is Amandaland. Become an Amandalandian by subscribing and liking today's video. Also, feel free to drop your thoughts or comments or reactions in the comment section below. Now let's get right into the relaxer of the day. But first, to base the customer's scalp. This time I am using a calming gel to base. I chose the Mizani Sensitive Scalp Relaxer today because of the condition of my customer's hair. I showed you in the very beginning that at the very top of her hair, my customer was experiencing thinning. And thinning hair can come from multiple things, like the customer's medication. It can come from the customer's scalp health. It can come from age and genetic related issues. It can come from a multitude of reasons. But in this case, we see thinning of the hair and we can't be too sure. I decided that our best option for her hair type, meaning that it was soft, seeing that it was soft and thinning at the top, that the sensitive scalp relaxer would be our best option. Now that the customer's hair is based and sectioned into 4 quadrants, we can begin to apply the relaxer. When you're applying your relaxer as a retouch relaxer, you're going to apply a 1/4 inch away from the customer's scalp. So it may look like I'm placing it directly just on the root, but I am not. I am placing it a 1/4 inch away from the scalp area, because that is going to be the area that heats up the quickest. So as far away and as close as possible would leave you at that 1/4 inch application. And you want to do that all around. My technique is my own. As I section the hair into 4 quadrants, I outline the customer's hair with the relaxer to get it started and get it as seamlessly applied as possible. So my fear, even though it has not happened, y'all, just bear with me, is that one section will completely feel different than the other. And I just feel like when I put the relaxer to break it up in those 4 quadrants, it feels more even. Now, this could be my own personal thing, but this is just the way that I do it. Most people, or I have seen other people, apply the relaxer to each quadrant without actually outlining the quadrant of the hair. Being that this is a relaxer retouch, you want to make sure that wherever you apply it, that you're not reapplying the relaxer to hair that's already been relaxed. I was maybe about 13 when a long-term friend of my sister's was over at our house, right? And this is my first experience like with relaxed hair or any type of chemical or any type of person needing like extreme help with their hair. And I was 13, okay? Now, I had grown up in a hair salon. I have been around many beauticians. I had myself had a relaxer, but I had never personally touched or experienced like using a relaxer or at what to do after it. Like, I didn't know how to care for my hair. And I know that sounds crazy because I grew up in the salon, but I didn't know how to care for my relaxed hair. So I would in turn end up cutting it all off over and over again. Well, this experience was different because it was not my own hair. And the girl that I'm getting ready to tell you all about really wanted to keep her hair. She come over, and her mom had attempted to put a relaxer in her hair. Either her mom attempted to, or she attempted to do it herself. However, she come over and her scalp, like her hair is sticking to her scalp. Her scalp is burned and it's pussing, and her she's in trouble, like she's in pain. And I don't know why she looked at me for an answer, but she did, and she was just like looking like, I just don't know what to do. This is so bad. It hurts so bad. And I was like, you know what? I cannot let you ask me for help in this area, and I just let you. There is something in this house. Where's our parents? I don't know the answer to that. You never know when your parents are when you tell them these types of stories. I don't know, but she I said, there's something in this house. I examined her scalp. I thought about what we had in the house, and I got to shampooing her hair. Like, I don't know what I used. I don't remember. But I was like, we've got to get this hair up off of the scalp so that it can breathe and that you can begin to heal. Because as long as this hair is sticking to your scalp like this, it is not going to be able to heal, and it's going to cause you more of an infection. How did I think this at 13? I don't know. I knew she needed help. So all I'm saying is that was my first experience with like any type of chemical burn, and it like scared me for her because I had never experienced a chemical burn, and I never knew anybody that experienced a chemical burn, and I just knew that I just needed a solution. I think, and from there I was like in the hair game from then on. That's when I started like taking care of my own hair, realizing that I had the power to change my appearance by taking care of my own hair. And from there, you know, I think that's where this started, this journey with hair, and other people just started, you know. Truly, like, of course, I think all girls be like, yeah, I can braid, but that not being able to really braid. But this was like a true, like, sticking experience, like, that changed my perception on what hair can do for you. Because her mother always kept her hair done and cute, like, it was always a certain way, but although it was always that same way, it was always nice, you know. And when she come over this day, she was so out of herself. Like, I was so I think I was so shocked by her being so different that I just needed to fix her or something. I don't know, the weirdest experience, y'all. Tell me if you've ever experienced a chemical burn in your life. Let me know in the comments below. Let me know how you handled it, if you did experience a chemical burn. And did you ever go back to a relaxer or whatever gave you that chemical burn? Now, in the instance that you all come across or experience anything like a chemical burn, seek professional help. I was a child, phones did not exist at the time, and I was just doing what I thought was best for our situation. But if you yourself is experiencing a chemical burn that you cannot handle at home by rinsing it thoroughly with cold water, removing the chemical completely, and feeling relief, then you need to seek immediate medical attention. So here's the part where we go through, or I go through, and I begin to apply the relaxer through the remaining of the hair. I'm pretty much beginning to smooth out the relaxer that I have already applied. And I'm just making sure that we're not missing any spots, because I hate when that happens. But I'm making sure we're not missing any spots by just thoroughly covering our bases. So now, which is what you should do completely last, whether it be a virgin relaxer or whether it be a relaxer retouch, you are going to apply to the customer's edges very last, okay? Please remember that. Remember that is a very sensitive area for your customer. And that's going to process super fast, and you need to get it off as soon as you put it on. So it does need some allotted processing time. You can put it on right at the beginning of your smoothing, as you're going to see me do here. I'm going to begin to go through and smooth. So I'm smoothing out using the back of my chemical brush or application brush. I'm using the tail end of it to smooth, and as you can see, her hair is smoothing out. And like I was telling you all before, The Mizani Sensitive Scalp Relaxer is a little bit more aggressive on the hair and super sensitive on the scalp, which is why when I do choose this, I love the results every single time. Now, I want to tell you all before we get to that point in the video, this customer, if I didn't mention it already, is not a regular customer of mine yet. This is my maybe second time seeing her. So this hair that you see has been relaxed by other stylists. She has taken care of this hair at home herself. She has had different applications of different types of relaxers put into her hair that was not by me. And you will see how that affects the history of the customer's hair, which is, again, why it's so important to have your consultations. Talk to your customer. Get them to open up to you about what they've done or what they have experienced with their hair. That way you can always assure the best possible outcome. So alopecia is a general term for hair loss, encompassing various conditions that lead to partial or complete hair loss on the scalp or on the body, which is what I was just telling you all about before. A specific type of alopecia is autoimmune disease, where the body's immune system mistakenly attacks hair follicles, causing patchy hair loss, which is what we typically think when we think of alopecia. Although alopecia itself simply means loss of hair or hair loss, and again, that could be caused by varying factors. Alopecia can be mild or it can be severe, where it's all over the entire body. Alopecia itself is pretty common. A lot of women suffer from alopecia. So that's essentially why I did choose again to use a sensitive scalp relaxer, because as a stylist, I am not allowed to diagnose a customer with any type of medical diagnosis, and that would require a medical diagnosis. I can see that there is hair loss, but I don't know what the hair loss is from. And my customer was asking me, do I think that that is something that she is dealing with? And like I told her, I do see that you are experiencing thinning of the hair, but it can be caused from a multitude of things. Some damage can be permanent, and sometimes your hair can return. When the damage is permanent with alopecia, the hair follicle itself completely closes and no hair is able to grow out of that space anymore. Now the hair relaxer has processed, it is time to neutralize her hair, bringing the pH balance of the hair back to its natural balance. And again, just so you are sure, the natural pH of hair is typically 4.5 to 5.5. This protects hair from damage. So the acidity of the hair keeps the hair cuticle closed, and that helps prevent the hair from losing moisture. So the hair cuticle actually closes when it's at its natural range of acidity, which is 4.5 to 5.5. And it also protects the cuticle when it closes from damage from external factors. So now that you're rinsing the customer's hair, you want to be sure that you are rinsing the hair thoroughly. The back of the neck especially, because it's easy to miss. You got all this other hair, in the way. So make sure you're getting those parts well. I always start rinsing the customer's hair at the first spot that I apply the relaxer. So I try to just go in the way that I applied it. That way I feel like it's getting evenly distributed. And then I work my fingers through the hair, lifting up the hair and pulling out relaxer until you no longer see relaxer. So you're not going to put any shampoo on this hair until you are sure that you've rinsed this relaxer out thoroughly. Always follow manufacturer's guidelines when using all products, especially chemical products. For your relaxer, you want to be sure to chelate or use the neutralizing shampoo twice. So you're going to shampoo once and you're going to shampoo twice. Some neutralizing shampoos have color changing formula that indicates when there's still relaxer in the hair, and sometimes they don't. If you find that on that second shampoo there is still relaxer, as some hair can be thicker, some hair can be coarser, and sometimes the hair actually can hide the relaxer, it seems like, feel absolutely obligated to shampoo your customer's head again. Now I'm going to apply a hydrating conditioner to the customer's hair. It soaks right into the hair cuticle. I love, love, love it. And it's the Biolage. It's the Biolage Hydrosource conditioner. It works super well for all hair types. It's so super light and moisturized. And it's like it doesn't, and I can't back this up, but it's almost like it doesn't over and put itself into the, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it's like it almost just doesn't do too much when it's not supposed to and does enough when it needs to. It's crazy, but I love it very much. It's the Biolage Ultra Hydrosource conditioner. I use shampoo and conditioner, but at this moment we're just using the conditioner. It's the Biolage Ultra Hydrosource conditioner that I'm using to condition her hair with. And I spent about 1 to 3 minutes massaging her scalp and hair with that conditioner on. And for me, always use a leave-in conditioner. I love the It's a 10, so that's what we're using today. As you'll see with her hair, y'all, she has the history of different stylists in her hair, but her overall hair looks still healthy. It's obviously has a track record of different stylists, as you can see, through their hair strands. Some relaxer applied, maybe a lengthier amount of time in between relaxers, maybe relaxer left on longer than other times. Maybe she had the relaxer started at full length as a virgin relaxer. There are all sorts of things and reasons on why her hair could be processed differently throughout the whole hair strand, but I wouldn't know because this is only my second time seeing her, right? This is where your consultation questions should come in. If you didn't do a thorough consultation in the beginning or didn't know the right questions to ask, right now is the time to be taking notes. What would you want to know? Ask her, even now, if you didn't get to those before. Who did your relaxer previously? How long do you usually go in between relaxers? Do you know what type of relaxer that you're using? And begin to ask those questions in case they didn't, because you don't know. It's your first time with her, or second time with her, right? So you wouldn't know. So sometimes you don't get to all the questions at the beginning of the consultation, but it is still okay to ask the customer and build that rapport with them after or during your service. Now this hair is still going to turn out nicely because that extra wave, of course, is going to keep that body in it. What my concern would be here with this hair is that if she's not like maintaining it, keeping it straight, or doing a constant routine to where the hair is getting moisture, those areas where the hair is under processed and then those areas where the hair is over processed are going to meet, and that could cause breakage at random points throughout the hair strand. So my advice to her would be come to see me every 2 to 3 weeks. That way we can shampoo and style this hair and keep it on the same wavelength until we grow it out to a healthier version of your hair. What I love about the It's a 10 Miracle Leave-In Conditioner is that it's a miracle. And it has a heat protectant. And get this, y'all, UV protectant for when the sun is out. When you've got color or anything, it protects the hair from the UV of the sun rays. And I don't know if you knew that, but that's what I use. It's a 10, so it does have a thermal protectant in it, which means I don't have to go in with an additional thermal protectant at this point before the blow dry process. And that's why I love it so much. And then it's so gentle when it needs to be. It's so gentle, and it smells great, and it lasts a long time, and it does it's just, I love it. Sometimes inconveniences in life shape you to exactly what you need to be. That's what happened to me when it came to my blow drying method. So you'll see me use the thermogenic paddle brush to blow dry out her hair. You see, when I bought this Babyless blow dryer flat iron combo, it came with attachments, and none of the attachments were comb attachments. And so I spent about $20-$30 on 4 or 5 different attachments that had the comb to it, and none of them fit. Like, the nozzle on this blow dryer was just too small. So I said, well, I love the blow dryer. I know it is definitely the type of heat that I love, because your blow dryers, they come with different type of heat settings, different types of heat in general. Like, you may have a different grade of heat per blow dryer. And this particular grade of heat I really liked. And I said, well, I can't give up the blow dryer. I love it. And I opted into thermal brushes. And ever since that transition, I will tell you that my customers, first of all, my customers love to feel the brush. Okay, they love the brush. I love what it does to their hair. I love how thoroughly it separates the hair strand. I love the effect that it gives me, the shininess that it leaves. And I just feel like when I'm using, or when I ever use comb attachments, like, the hair would just always be so straight or so just lifeless. So when it comes to your blow dry process, whether you're getting it done in a hair salon or you're doing some at-home maintenance, which type of drying method do you prefer? Have you used a thermogenic brush? Have you used a comb attachment? And if you used both, which do you prefer? Let me know in the comments below. If you've made it this far in the video, I want to thank you for viewing today's video, and consider subscribing to my channel, Amandaland, and become an Amandalandian, where we share love here with each other. We create love, we share love. It's all about love, self-care, self-maintenance, and all of those good things. And before you leave, be sure that you are liking today's video. Take a look at the ends we'll be trimming today. And we're using another Mizani product, y'all. Yay! It's the high definition shine spray, and my clients rave over this spray, and I rave over this spray. It's truly lightweight, and it leaves such a good sheen to the hair. Every time I spray this, high definition shine spray from Mizani, my clients are like, oh my God, that smells so great. What is that? And I have to tell them it's the Mizani high definition shine spray. Now, someone in the last relaxer video said they did not like my cutting technique. They did not like my cutting technique. Like, I'm supposed to be upset that you don't like my specific cutting technique that works well for me and for my customers. There's going to be a specific cutting technique for every type of hair that you have. And you should master, what works well for you, because that is where you're going to be, that's how you're going to stand out. That's how you're going to be recognized as a stylist. Now, specifically here, right? I wouldn't usually elevate the hair to do a trim, but it's because of the way it was cut previously. It's all jagged at the ends. So in order to do like one length without creating lots of layers, I needed to elevate the hair and bring it down, and bring it directly out from the head. So 45-degree angle, that's straight from the head, right? To clip her ends, because if not, then I was not going to get all of her dead ends off, and then boom, we're back in the same boat, right? So that's what I was doing. A technique I picked up and learned through education and actually just visually seeing the hair. I'm like, well, what direction can I go to make this look seamless to where we're not creating layer in her already thin hair? And a lot of people think that layers create body in thin hair. And that's not always the case, specifically for her. If I cut layers into her hair, she'd have no hair left. She'd be not having any hair, you know what I'm saying? Craziness. So for her, layers weren't not the way we were going. And so I tried to steer clear of any layering with the hair. We're done, y'all. Now, styling. I want to thank y'all so much for watching today's video. And consider subscribing, okay? Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you have any questions. Tell me about any experiences that you've had. My customer was thoroughly satisfied. She loved her hair. I loved her hair. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all soon. Real soon. Very soon. Bye, y'all.